Hello and welcome everyone. In the previous tutorial, we have discussed how we can create a project as well as an application in Django. Now, in this tutorial, we will take a step further and we will discuss how we can set up different database in Django. So we will start off this tutorial by discussing the default database which is available with Django, and after this we will discuss how we can set up first PostgreSQL, and then we will discuss how we can set up MariaDB or MySQL database with our Django project. So without any further delay, let's jump to the very first topic. So basically SQLite is the default database that comes with Django. It is a serverless self-contained transactional SQL database engine, which is basically an in-process library, and it does not require any additional setup in your system. So unlike the SQLite engine can connect to your application statistically as well as dynamically depending upon your need. Moreover, SQLite uses direct file access to access the data. So basically Django is a server-side framework. When we launch the server from the command line or the terminal, it treats our machine as a host. So whenever we create a project in Django, it by default comes with SQLite. So when we launch our server and generate our first Django app, the database file named db.sqlite3 is automatically created. So if you remember our previous tutorial where we have discussed about different Python files that are generated in our project as well as an application, we didn't talk about this db.sqlite3 file. So this file is the database file which has been created automatically when we first run our Django server. Since SQLite is a Django's default database type, it is useful for testing and it also has a lot of capabilities. However, if we want our website to be scalable, we need to change this default database type to one that is more effective. And for this effectiveness, we are going to consider two different databases. First, we will discuss how we can set up PostgreSQL as our default database for our Django project. Now, let us discuss these steps, how we can set up this PostgreSQL. First, what we need to do, we need to download PostgreSQL in our system. For this, you have to open your browser. So I will open my browser and I just need to search for PostgreSQL download, and you have to open this first page. Now based upon your operating system, you can download the PostgreSQL server. Now I have already downloaded it in my system. Let me open it. So here you can see I have already downloaded this PostgreSQL installer. Now I will double click on it to run it. Now this is the setup. I just need to click on next. Then again here I have to select the directory where I want to install my PostgreSQL instance. So I will keep it as it is and again click on next. Then I will keep all these options selected. Again click on next and again click on next, and in the last I have again click on next and next, again next, and my installation process has been started. So here the installation process has been completed, and with this I have successfully installed PostgreSQL in my system. Now next we need to download one dependency related to PostgreSQL. So for this, what we need to do, first I need to open my command prompt. So I will simply open my cmd. Now next we need to download one dependency related to PostgreSQL, and for this task we just need to activate our virtual environment in which we have installed Django, and we need to use one command to install that dependency. So here on the screen you can see I have already activated my virtual environment, which is myvenv, and I am currently in my project directory. So here I need to install one dependency. So I will type pip install, and then the name of the package is PSYCOPG2. So this is the name of the package. So I need to type pip install PSYCOPG2 and hit enter. So this command will install this package. So here you can see in my case the requirement is already satisfied. Let's move to the next step where we need to make some modifications in the settings.py file of our project. So here you can see I have opened my VS Code. In this I have opened my project. So this is my project course system, and this is the app, home app, which we have created in our previous tutorial. Now while discussing the previous tutorial, I have told you that there is one important file which is settings.py file, and this settings.py file contains various configuration related to our project. Now if I scroll down, and here you can see there is one dictionary, that is databases, and here you can see the default engine for this Django project is this, which basically represents SQLite 3. Now I have to modify this dictionary and specify certain things. Now what I will do, I will replace this code with this code, you will find this code in the PDF file which is available with this video. So what I have done in this, I have changed some values. Instead of SQLite, I have defined the PostgreSQL as the engine. Then I have specified the name of my instance, which is Postgres. Then I have to define the name of the user, which is also Postgres. Then I have to define the password for the user. So in my case, the password for the user is root, which I have set up while installing PostgreSQL. So here you have to mention your password which we have set up. Then there is host, and in the last there is port. Now once we have made modifications in this, we need to save this file, and again we need to open our command prompt with our active virtual environment, and now we need to apply those changes to our project, and for this we need to run migration, and we can run migrations in Django with just one command. So we need to type python space manage.py and then migrate. Moreover, before executing this command, you have to make sure that you are in the same directory where manage.py file is being located. In my case, the manage.py file was located in the course system directory, so I will hit enter. So once this migration has been completed, what happens? Django automatically creates some tables for our project. So what it will do after applying the migrations, it will create all those tables in the PostgreSQL database. So how we can check that? What I have to do for this, I will run the SQL shell which comes with PostgreSQL. Now I have to log in here, so I will keep all the things as default, and I have to mention the password, and now I am login. Let me zoom into this. Now here I have to type this SQL statement. So it is just \dt. It will return all the tables from the database, and let me hit enter. And here you can see it has automatically created certain tables such as auth underscore group underscore permission, auth underscore user, like that. So with this we have successfully set up PostgreSQL as our default database for our Django project. Now let's move forward and let's discuss how we can set up either MySQL or MariaDB. Now Django supports MySQL versions 5.7 or higher and MariaDB version 10.2 or higher. And for configuration, Django requires the same MySQL backend for both MariaDB as well as MySQL. So we can implement same steps for both the databases as Django utilizes the same backend for both the databases. So let us understand the steps how we can do that. First, we need to either download MySQL or MariaDB based upon our requirement. So what I have done, I have already downloaded MariaDB. Let me show you. So this is the MariaDB instance that I have been downloaded. Let me double click it to run it. Let me click on next. Then I have to accept this license agreement and again click on next. Then again click on next. Here I have to specify the root password. After setting the root password, click on next. Now here you can see the default port for MariaDB is 3306. This default port is same for both MariaDB as well as MySQL, so you can install any one of them based upon your requirement. Let me click on next and let me click on install. So the process of installation has been started. Now with this, the installation process for MariaDB has been completed. Let me click on finish. Now what we have to do, we need to create one database for our project. I will open the MySQL client which comes with MariaDB. Here I have to specify the root password. Let me zoom in a little bit. So here I have opened my MySQL client. Now I have to specify my root password. So I will specify it, and now I am into the MariaDB shell. So first what I have to do, I have to create one database, and for this I will simply type create database and then the name of the database. So I will name my database as course system, and in the last I have to put semicolon and hit enter. One query has been executed, it means my database has been created. How we can see the created database? For this I will need to type show databases command and again put semicolon in the last and click enter, and here you can see the course system database is been created. Now, just like PostgreSQL, we also need to download one dependency related to MySQL or MariaDB. And for this, I have to again open my command prompt and activate my virtual environment. Simply move back to my command prompt. Let me clear the screen. And here I have to install a MySQL client. So I will write pip install, then MySQL client. So this is the basic dependency. Let me click on enter, and again you can see in my case the requirement is already satisfied because I have already downloaded this tool. but in your case you have to use this command to install this package. Next, again we need to move back to the settings.py file and change the databases dictionary. So here I have opened the settings.py file. Currently here you can see my engine for Django project is PostgreSQL. So we need to change this directory. So I will change this code with this one. Now you can easily find this code from the PDF file which is available with this video. So what we are doing in this code, we are simply changing the engine from PostgreSQL to MySQL, and this MySQL engine will work for both MariaDB as well as MySQL. Then we need to define the name of the database. So now we need to define the database name which we have created just now. So I have created the database with name course system. That's why I specified this here. After this, we need to specify the name of the user, which is root, and then we need to specify the password, which is also root in my case. And here you can see the port number is 3306. This port number is same for MySQL as well as MariaDB, so you can keep it as it is. And let me save this file. Now again what I have to do, I have to move back to my command prompt, and here I need to again run the migrations. So to run the migrations, I will type this command python manage.py migrate. So here you can see all the migrations has been completed. So as I told you, when we run migrations, what the Django server will do, it will automatically create certain tables. For example, auth underscore group, auth underscore user, and like this there are many tables. So the Django server will create all these tables in the course system database, which comes under MariaDB instance. So let me again open my MySQL client and let me check all the tables. So first I need to select the database. So I will write use course system, and here you can see database has been changed. Currently I'm using the course system database. Now here I need to type show tables command, and in the last I have to put a semicolon. Let me hit enter, and here you can see it has created all the tables within this core system database. So with this, I hope you got a clear idea how we can set up PostgreSQL or MySQL or MariaDB database as our default database for our Django project. Thank you so much for watching this one. We will see you in the next one.